Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Lean Six Sigma for everyone. Today I am going to talk about VOC, Voice of Customer. So who is a customer? Anyone who receives the product, service or output of the process is a customer. In another word, anyone who consumes the product, services or offerings is a customer. And what is the voice of the customer? Customers dislikes, likes about the products, requirement about the products, modifications, improvement about the product, all are the voices of the customers. So why is the voice of the customer so important for any business, for any services, for any offerings? Because those are the drivers for any product and services and the best benchmark for any product or services. From there you get the requirement or get the value that customer feels is appropriate for the service or product. So all the business, all this organization, they focus on the voice of the customer, and you can identify some drivers when you're collecting the voice of the customer. You find few drivers like happiness. If the customer is happy, delighted with the product or services, will talk positive about it. So that's one type of drivers. The another type of driver is dissatisfaction, where the customer is not happy about the products, services, offerings or specifications. It could be anything, varies on product to product or services to services. So from these drivers, it will help you to find the improvement in your specific services or products or offerings, and you can alter according to the customer requirement and customer need or value. Therefore the voice of customer is so important. Then every organization try to gather the voice of customer, whether it is internal or external, as much as possible to make the product specifications, to make the product or services according to the customer. Let's take an example. You are coming with this product or services, but customer is not liking it. So what will happen is you end up wasting all the resources and wasting lot of money. So therefore, if you look at many companies, they will do a pilot in the market. They will understand the pulse of the customer, feedback from the customer, whether it is internal or external, and based on those inputs they will go full-fledged planning. They will introduce the services in a full strategy or full planning. Therefore this customer feedback or voice of customer is so important. So it's not only the customer VOCs, but there are different type of VOCs we have, which we can distinguish into three categories. Basically VOC, voice of customers, voice of employee, VOE, and third one is VOB, voice of business. So in VOC you gather the inputs or feedback, suggestions, frustrations, like, dislikes, modification, requirement or improvement from the customers. In VOE you collect the inputs from the employee concerns, employee feedback, employee suggestions, employee inputs. Alright, so how you understand the voice of the customers or voice of employee, voice of business in a more structured way. So what you can do is, when you are gathering the inputs, right, from it can be VOC, VOE or VOB. So when you collect those inputs, you put them into a proper headlines. You collect those inputs and see where those inputs are most fit in. Affinity diagram helps doing the same thing. So you collect all the VOCs and you put them into a proper sequence. You tag them with the headline that most likely those VOCs are part of that title, and then you can see where the customer is focusing more and what the customer need. Same way, voice of employee and voice of business, what are the priority drivers and what numbers, right? So maybe with this you can prioritize those. that more number of requests, more number of feedback is coming for one segment, and that becomes the priority line for you. Let's talk about how to gather all of these inputs or feedbacks or the VOC or VOE or VOB. So there are many ways you can do it. It may be internal or external you want to do. You can do a surveys, you can do a customer observation based on past received complaints, calls, feedbacks. Those can be your VOCs. You can do interviews, audits, competitive comparison. Being as a customer perspective, you can list down the pointers. You can have the focus group. There you can collect the inputs, and there are many various ways. You can have a customer service desk. You can send out the message and collect the details from the customers or employees. So there are many ways. Whichever works better for you, you can go for that method and collect the feedback, and based on that you can produce or modify and enhance your product and services. Alright, this is all about the VOC, voice of customer. Thank you so much.